I would say the layers, which we've all kind of touched on, that it's one thing to say, oh, I've been there, I've processed, I'm good. And it's another to recognize that frequently, if not always, there's more there. And it doesn't mean we're living in that grief all the time. Um, and much like everyone has shared, that these emotions and the energetics that come with each of them can coexist. And they do. And if when we allow ourselves that grace to be sad and then to flip and be happy in a moment, and then maybe feel some shame or guilt because, well, why am I doing this? It just allows space for all of that. And I feel like when we speak about gratitude, one of the things I learned, and it was from a retreat leader many years ago, that when someone close to her died, her friend sat at the end of her bed and said, tell me about, and the person's name. Like we tend to be, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for that. Find the space to say, I'd love to hear more. And I've had this happen with friends, go to their house with a cup of coffee and just say, we can talk, we cannot talk, but I'd love to hear more about your friend, your brother, your parent. What's their name? I have a good friend who I recently said, what was your dad's name? And she said, thank you so much for asking. That's where we find the place where we can be of service in very small ways and then just experience how that is, and be that gives grief its space, and recognize that we all do it differently.
Yeah.
Just like we all do gratitude differently. And that's the beauty of it. There is no right or
Yeah.
I love what you said about
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Giving grief its space, I think is really, really important. I see this a lot with the people I'm working with that are grieving infertility or loss. And it is such a private thing for many people that they don't often, it's not the same as the loss of a person where you might go to the funeral unless it's a loss of a child. They often are grieving silently with this struggle to build their